Hello guys, welcome to another episode of Ripster Daily Trade Recaps and Teachings. What a wild day guys, what a wild day. We started day with a couple of losers on the long side, but we turned to the bearish side when we saw the semiconductors going weak, and then we had a huge mega day in the community, which we will talk about it and I will show you in a minute. But and then there's a crazy earnings after hours. So guys, a lot to discuss today. There's a lot of plays today and there's a lot to learn, how to manage and change your bias. That's the biggest thing that we need to learn today, and I will go through that. And just let me do a quick introduction for everybody, for anybody who's new to my community, who's new follower of mine on Twitter, or who is new to my YouTube. All these recaps and teachings are from the trades, either it's a day trade, swing trade, or an investment idea that we either take in the community or other traders are taking in the community. I might not be trading those trades, but I'm guiding thousands of traders for those trades. And then most those trades, what we do is repeatable setups, a repeatable system. Thousands of traders across the world use my trading system to trade consistently, and that's what we want to talk about. And I have fixed systems, repeatable systems, setups, a fixed system and fixed setup. Setup is what you trade, system is how you trade, and we never trade anything else. When our system tells us to long, we long. System tells us to short, we short. When system tells us it's a swing, we swing. And that's how we work, right? Every day when the market opens, my team, we create a game plan for that day based upon the earnings, news plays, upgrades, downgrades, IPOs, and all that. So this was the watch list for today. You can see PayPal, SOFI, CrowdStrike, Procter Gamble, Pfizer, Tesla, Microsoft, Google, Novavax, Square, Affirm, bunch of other plays, which were a lot of plays today actually in the community. And we'll go through, see which one triggered and which one was a winner, which one was a loser. In addition to that, we also do what we call as a daily levels. These are the daily levels I provide the community for SPY, QQQ, IWM, Apple, Microsoft, so that traders can take these levels and traders can take this level and traders can use the pre-market game plan and with the EMA Clouds to trade on their own. In addition to that, we also share crypto watch, the stock levels for the crypto stocks. So for example, coin and MSTR, and we can trade with these levels. And I also have something I call as my day 2 day 3 strategy. Anybody who's interested in trading the stocks which had news yesterday or day before, and those are our day 2 day 3 the setups. We'll talk about a few of those. MACD was a good long on a day 2 setup. Then we had Chipotle, which is our swing trade, and we're going to talk about that as well. In addition, we recently started doing our low float watch list. We recently launched our low float watch list, which is helping us find some decent plays today. ISPO was a good play on our watch list, which we will discuss, and there's some other plays from yesterday's watch list going as well today. So we'll discuss these as well and see how it panned out. I'm usually on voice first few hours the market open, guiding the community through various trades, what is long, what is short, what I see as a good setup, the market sentiment, and guiding and my community through the market early in the morning, first few hours, and whenever needed during the day. Anyways guys, that's enough for the introduction. Let's start with our first play of the day. All right, we're gonna start about talking about our SPY QQQ. How did we trade today? How did we were long initially, and how did we manage to go short? And again today, VIX strategy came in really handy for all our trades today that we look at. Let's see if I can show you guys that. Okay, so plan today was simple. If we look at our VIX plan, the plan today on VIX was very straightforward in the pre-market that I told everyone in the community. Let's go back and just look at the plan on the VIX. Can I find that? Let's see. So if you see, we came with the kind of a neutral bias, but the SPY chart was showing us this nice little pattern which was we were ready for anything. Basically, we were ready for the double inside day. If we broke out of here, we would have ran. So we were ready for anything, but the bias was 1650. I told everyone in the pre-market that if 1650 can break, then we can be bullish on the market. And if 1650 breaks, then we have to break 16160, right? So then we have to break that. Now we were long. That's fine. We were long initially. I can show you here. So because VIX was weak when we started the day, you can see that right here, VIX is down ticking, right? That's why we went long on SPY. That's why we went long on SPY. And we were long. I told everyone we are fine to get long on the SPY first 10-20 minutes. And we were actually up. My calls were actually up 30% because we added the calls in the morning where I told everybody that first 3 minutes that okay, to start the starter long, VIX is heavy. And we were long and we were pushing. And so same for QQQs. We were kind of pushing. SPY was much better than Qs. And then suddenly I noticed the VIX spiking up, and the semiconductors started, getting weak. So that's when we got out, right? We don't hold. Our VIX is bouncing. Our system is breaking the opening price right here. Qs is breaking down the opening price. Q is breaking the multi-time frame EMA clouds, 1 hour clouds. Qs is breaking. SPY is breaking 512s, and SPY is breaking 3450s. So everything is telling us that you need to cut the calls. We can't, even if you're losing, it doesn't matter, right? I sold some calls at the top, and the rest of them I cut when we were breaking down. I told everybody that I'm out of everything. Once this happened, first 20 minutes I was out, right? I told everyone to buy the calls right at open. Then I said I'm out, right? We got a push and then we got a pullback, and then the VIX starts to come up, right? So if I look at this VIX chart, what do you see? Simple VIX strategy I cover again and again and again. We see a nice downtrend channel. There's a support here, 16, 16, 16, 16, 16. Every time they buy 16. Every time they buy 16. 4 times now. So VIX was building a downtrend line channel for a breakout, which I knew if it broke out, then the market is going to fade pretty bad. And as we already had a plan, right? We were not working on a gut feeling or just our general bias. We had a plan. So as soon as VIX started to curl, I told everybody. And not only VIX, the semiconductors started to go weak. Look here, 943, I tell everybody semis are weak. I was on the voice, I told everybody cautious, semis are weak, right? VIX is strong, semis are weak, right? I was out of my SPY calls, right? So I was out of that, and then I talked about how VIX is pretty strong. VIX is pretty strong. I even showed this 1 hour, and basically you could show it right away when we are breaking 3450s. I did tell everyone that we are still in the choppy range. We can go to the pre-market lows, on the short side. But then I saw VIX becoming even stronger around 1020s. You see this chart, the breakout chart. That's what I told everyone, be cautious on the long side, right? Some bullish names, but just be cautious. And then when I saw the VIX breakout over the 17, that's when I told everybody that you can short it. You can short everything. And I don't even have to tell my community. They already know the rules. They already know the system, right? When we are breaking down here, all red candles, we take short. The first short is closer to the clouds. We already always add into our positions as we break the pre-market lows and all those levels, right? So I told everyone, roll your puts, right? At 10:30, I tell them that roll your puts. Keep locking, roll your puts, because semiconductors were so heavy. And how do I know semiconductors heavy? Because we do our sector analysis, right? We have all the chips right here. We were looking at all the chip stocks right here. I was looking on it all day. I was looking at them. We knew what's going on. AMD is choppy, and I saw NVIDIA, the most weakness on NVIDIA, because NVIDIA right away broke out of our pivots. We will talk about the individual names in a bit. But anyways, the point is market was heavy, SPY QQQ, more lows. I told everyone, roll your puts. And I told everyone, make sure you hold some runners. You hold some runners. Qs at yesterday's lows, SPY at 1 hour support, and guess what? We have a big flush at 11 a.m. Boom. We are all making money on our puts, right? You saw that, you know, how all the traders, if you see that everybody we're making on the puts, we talk about the other puts as well, but the market was so heavy, you know, that we all moved to the put side. You can completely see this, you know, we have over 1,000 traders in the community, but you can see how our trade, and they were I was not giving them the entry and exits. They were shorting on their own because they know the system, they have the confidence, and day like today is when you grow your account crazy good. You know, you grow your account crazy good. Repeatable strategy of the VIX breakout. You clearly see that I gave the VIX chart, and then I showed them the VIX chart afterwards, which was, you know, which went crazy right here, right? This one chart made us plenty of money. This one VIX chart made us plenty of money. Why? Because SPY and QQQs tanked all the way from 546s all the way to 540s. QQQs tanked all the way from 464s, 65s to 454s. 200-300% gains on the puts. Even much more. If you traded $1,000, you made 3-4 grand. If you traded 5 grand, you made it 15 grand. That's how the day was today. And not only that, you know, VIX kept pushing, and I kept giving the levels on VIX. 17, 1750 for the buys rest of the day. I did not tell anybody to cover, and we finally closed. When we closed our puts was when our system told us. When VIX rejected 18, that's when I told everybody, you know, that close your puts. Let me show you. See, I told everybody out of most of my puts. That was around right here, 111. You see this big swipe? That's where I told everybody close the puts. And after we closed the puts, we had some nice curls, and a lot of traders did the curl trades. A lot of traders long that curl. Just with the system, we don't want the bottom, but we got the curls. Even if it's $2 above the bottom, you can make $3-4 back up. So all you see here is the same things I teach again and again and again and again, and show you again and again. No BS, no hindsight, everything in front of you. Big reasons for the short today: VIX, the breakout, semiconductors weakness, tech weakness, because when VIX is strong, SPY tanks, and SPY takes all the mega 7 along with it. So that's how, guys, we were short in the community today, and we literally you could short anything you touch. You could short it in the market and make good money. So that's why I teach patience, repeatable setup, repeatable system, risk reward. And a lot of traders, like, they're scared to hold. Somebody said, I'm scared to hold. You don't need 10 contracts. Even if you had 2 contracts, you probably made on few $100s, you made $1,000 or more dollars. But if you want to size big, then of course you're going to panic. The system is clearly telling you to short and stay short. And if you're getting out, that's your problem, because you are sizing too much and you're not letting the system work in your favor. You're not letting the runners run and, you know, slowly getting out. Anyways, guys, huge win on SPY QQQ. Hopefully you guys, you guys implemented my SPY VIX strategy that I have been teaching you from again and again. Hopefully you guys nailed it with this strategy. Let's go to the next one. Now I'm just going to quickly go through various shorts we had in the community, and you know the market is weak. I told everyone, I even tweeted about the semis weak. You see semis weak again, SMH fully bearish, semis bearish, short it. I told everyone high confidence short. I even said that high confidence short 1 hour through the market open. So let's look at our SMCI. Okay, so how was SMCI short? Under the 1 hour clouds, under 3450 clouds, pop rejections. What were our levels on SMCI? Let's go on levels on SMCI. The levels on SMCI were 697, 692, two levels, 697 right here and 692 right here. And SMCI, my friends, I gave 660 target and we met that 660 target. 650 was my final target. Yeah, of course, we touched it later in the day, but we were out by that time. Beautiful fade, almost 30 bucks on SMCI. Beautiful winner. All you needed were the levels and the system. Let's look at ARM next. So ARM two levels were 139.42 and 138.71. You can pause the screen, look at those levels, and you can see the system is clearly saying short. Yesterday lows break, the levels I gave break, and clouds break. VIX is high, semiconductor is heavy, short with confidence, right? I also told everybody it's a short under the pivots. Beautiful winner. It went from 140s all the way to 130s. $10 short per share, ARM. How can we not have an exponential winners, guys? And there was no reason to cover ARM the whole day long. Next one, we can talk about NVIDIA. Same levels. NVIDIA, the levels were 111, 110. And don't forget to look at your daily chart when you're looking at these shorts, right? 110. Big level right here. 111, yesterday's lows right there. And NVIDIA, my friends, was a short. I mean, I can't even talk about the NVIDIA guidance. We were on top of NVIDIA all day long, right? So I told everyone 107, 108 big level, 106 big level. 106 goes, we are looking at 105, and we saw 105, and we were watching the book maps. And when there was a buyer at 104 eaten up, then there's 103. Then our final target was 102. We almost met that target. And we started the shorting from 110. Another, look at the guidance, right? You can pause the screen and you can see the guidance, continuous guidance. Again, I can give the guidance, but the people, you have to execute those trades to make the most of it. So beautiful trade, just like I showed you the screenshot. 1,000 of traders in the community were, trading all those shorts that we just discussed. Somebody's SMCI short, somebody's NVIDIA short, somebody's AVGO short, right? Somebody's SPX put short. Just a beautiful day across the community. Loved it, just loved it. Next one we're going to look at is AVGO. AVGO. Again, we trade AVGO every day. 150 psychological level, 149, two levels on AVGO. 150 gone, 149 gone. Pick anything. You don't have to trade anything, right? You don't have to trade anything, right? Even if AVGO, I told everybody, no long, only short, high confidence short. Keep rolling your puts with profit. And you can see that even that I said at 1143 that keeps rolling, keep 1/4 of your size. Even when that I said that, even after that AVGO went on to fade another $2-3, right? So beautiful guys. Love days like today's when we make. That's why you don't have to force trades every day. Days like today makes up for every day. And same on the bullish side. When we have bull day, we will do the same thing. All right, let's look at now other things today. Let's look at CrowdStrike. So CrowdStrike, we're going to see what was our game plan in the pre-market on CrowdStrike. The game plan on pre-market on CrowdStrike was Delta 6 compensation. We already know $500 million. Morgan Stanley reduced the target, right? When Morgan Stanley reduces the target, it becomes even more bearish. So the plan was to not to long under 250, means you do not long under. As long as under 250, you do not even look at longing it. You do not even think about longing it, right? Because it was gapping up. That's why it was gapping down and it was kind of bouncing. So we were busy in the other shorts, so I didn't look at it right away, but I saw the weakness. I did tell everybody that it's a short, and we break 239, we go to 235. After 235, my final target was 225. We were almost close. By that time, we had already made multiple 100% on our CrowdStrike trade. A lot of my guidance was on the voice, and it's not just me. The community today was Jay were just amazing. Everybody in community was just amazing with the ideas. All day ideas. You can see everybody was in the community was continuous guidance, guidance, guidance on the stock. CrowdStrike, CrowdStrike. There was no reason to cover the CrowdStrike whole day long and make as much profit as you can on day like today. Bear flag breakdown on daily chart, just beauty. And AMD is similar one, only difference in we were long in AMD initially. We were long in AMD initially. If you see here, I was long in AMD when the day started, and we were trying to push it, but there was a 1 hour cloud resistance. As soon as it started to fail, we got out of the AMD, and then AMD breaks this bear flag, and then AMD fades all day. Right, so you just have to see the market is bearish. AMD is under one bearish clouds. Semiconductors are heavy, so you don't really need to stay long. Just change your bias, learn to change your bias, have a system, change with the system. Let's look at a loser now, SOFI. SOFI, what was the plan on SOFI? The plan on SOFI was pretty simple in the pre-market. Bullish bias over 735, no long under. So what happened? As soon as SOFI started to push over the pre-market highs, we got long. I told everybody to long it, but that was an amateur move. Again, you don't have to trade the amateur move. I like to trade it, but I know how to manage the risk. So amateur move failed right away. I did not like that candle. I warned everyone this is not looking good, and we took $20, 20 cent, 25-cent loss, and I was out right away of the SOFI. You can see I was out in first 10 minutes. We don't hang around with the losers, right? You can easily short it and take it down to 710. We don't hang around with the losers. So that's how you manage your losing trades. Get out right away. So SOFI was, so you cut your losers right away. No big deal, so that was a loser. So talking about AFRM, let's see what was AFRM doing. Again, once the market starts to tank, your longs are not going to work. So you should, when you see the market going back, you should reverse right away. So AFRM, we were long. I told everyone only long the cloud pullback, neutral bias from the game plan. 2850 was our breakout level. And when I saw that level being held, breaking out, that's when I told everybody to long it. And AFRM was kind of pushed us nicely, almost 70-80 cents for us towards 29.20. But I was looking for a little higher into 29.40, but then market became heavy. And then as soon as pull back, you just cut it because you see the market getting heavy. There's a lot of risk, lower highs, lower lows. You cut 512s and just you leave it alone, or you short it, whatever you want to do. So AFRM was also one of our scratch to loser trades. For me, I was able to cut it timely. It was not like a SOFI, but because we did get our push right in the morning, first 20 minutes. So that was AFRM. All right, next one we're going to look at is MRK. So what was the plan on MRK, guys? MRK was all day guidance on that short for pre-market. I told everybody on MRK, short the pops to the cloud. I clearly told that everybody in the morning. It was a high conviction trade. 125 was a resistance. 122.55 was our support. Once you see that the stock is not able to go over 512s and continuously fails under the pre-market lows, you see this high volume, you short it, right? So I told everybody, nice fades, short it. Heavy 117 first target. I gave the first target of 117 right at 10 a.m. 10 a.m. Then my next target was 116. We met 116. I gave next target 115. We met 115, and we actually went way more than 115. We went to 114. So you can clearly see that was almost $6 to $7 short winner on MRK. Beautiful trade in the community. Just very high probability. Just loved it. Next one we're going to look at is NVAX. So NVAX was also our game plan today. Let's go back here. NVAX was JP Morgan downgrading NVAX. You always understand what happens when somebody downgrades something. The plan was to short the pops, no short over 1550. That was my plan. It failed right away. You take a short, breaking MTF clouds, you stay short, you ride short, stay with the 512. That was over another $2 short in the community NVAX. I think Lexi was, a lot of traders were guiding through the NVAX short. Daniel was right on top of it. Beautiful trade by by Daniel guidance on NovaVex trade. You can see our trading floor. It's just not me. I'm just showing you the high level guidance, but a lot of our traders are guiding through the community, and amazing traders, like Daniel and many others all day, so you can clearly see the NovaVex short in the community by our trader Daniel. All right, let's quickly go through rest of the plays. Not going to spend too much time. Let's look at our McDonald. So what was happening with McDonald today? McDonald was over day too long. Let's go to my watch list. Support was 261. Resistance was 262, 264. Morgan Stanley PT was lowered. BMO PT was lowered. They lowered the profit targets. But what I saw was that Morgan Stanley was holding the strength. There was no weakness on Morgan Stanley. I told everybody it's a nice day too long. I did tell everybody in the community right at the open, focus on McDonald's and ON, whichever day two plays. And you can see great guidance by RGV all day long. You can pause the screen, look at my levels. Not going to spend too much time. Repeatable setup, all day long winner. McDonald in the community. Ray was on top of it. Sid, Prakash. I mean, so many opportunities today, guys. Raga was on top of it. RGV had us amazing guidance. Just loved it today. Just loved it. So proud of my community. So next one was Chipotle. Chipotle was another one trade which I'm very confident, because this is our swing trade versus 50 bucks. This is a high confidence trade because we had just such a defined risk. And Chipotle today Chipotle actually turned over the clouds. Over the 1 hour clouds. I told everybody it's a 50 swing. If it wishes over 51, is going to push more. It pulled back, held the midday 3450, and then pushed more, right? So there are so many setups, guys. It's not just the morning setup. This CMG was the midday setup as well, 3450, right? You can see here a lot of the traders were guiding through it. RGV was guiding on that 3450 trade. You can clearly see this is a repeatable setup that I cover a lot in my webinars. So this next one is an example of a gap up and chop. We have seen it often. We have seen it as was FFIV. My plan was to just short this for the gap fill, right? So we had on our watch list FFIV gap fill under 198, over 198, and we will use 200 as our risk. So initially it tried to fade. We were short right away at 197. It pushed, faded back to 195. And then when it started to not do anything, that's when I decided that's going to waste our time. It's not worth it. We cut it, right? So you see that it's not making lower lows. It's rejecting the clouds, but 195 has to give up. 195 didn't give up again because there was a buyer on 195. So that was my warning. I got out, right? So that's when I told everybody that's a waste of time. We will close it, and we closed it and we moved on, because you don't want to lose your pants in this job, right? And it's never was, you can see that it was still gave us many opportunities to get out. I was doing the shares a little spready, not the options, but this is a great example of a choppy trade which you need to avoid. And it did actually turn bullish. You can use the same risk level, same 195 level, and maybe long it, All right, let's look at some other plays quickly. Let's go through PayPal. What was PayPal doing? We were long PayPal. Earlier, but again, with the market heavy, we had to cut our PayPal for a loser, right? It was on our game plan. You can post the screen, read the game plan. I also shared the free game plan today in the community, in the Twitter as well, for others to trade. But if you scalp PayPal at the open, it kind of worked for you, because I did give a risk of 63 to long PayPal, and at the open it did give like a couple of dollars. It was not like if you were just trading the morning moves, it was not, you could have made some money. But so let's talk about the next play we had. We had SFM. So SFM was one of our plays in the community. The plan on SFM was to trade it versus the 100. Let's look at how it panned out. So 100 is a big psychological level. Initially we were long, we were looking at it as a long, but then you see that it failed that 100, right? So you have to exit the long right away. Market was getting heavy. The shorts were much better trades than the longs, and that's when I said that we can short it versus the 100. And since I said that, it faded another $2 to $3, almost $3. A nice short on SFM trade for us in the community. Beautiful trade. So MSTR and coins once again were solid trades for us in the community. You can see the levels on this MSTR. You can see both the support pivots for coin and MSTR. As soon as those levels break, the clouds are bearish. We take a short, and remember, when market is heavy, and the shorts work much better. It still sell the news. We talked about it on the Bitcoin. We were long, then we were short yesterday. Today, yet again, that's the reason we have MSTR Bitcoin on our plan every day, each day, so that we can take care of these opportunities. So next one we're gonna talk about is RMBS. That was another play in the community, which was you can see my plan on RMBS right here. That what was our bias, what our support, what was our resistance, and as soon as the market open, I see that RMBS. You will see here that RMBS rejected the clouds right away, showing me the weakness. And I told everybody that RMBS is a short as well. And after I told that, and RMBS went on to fade nicely for a couple of points, a nice winner for us in the community. So next one we're going to talk about is, guys, ISPO. ISPO is from our recently launched Low Float Gameplan and Watchlist that I provide every day. I even tweeted it out free on the Twitter as well. You can see my time spent comments, and here was our watchlist. ISPO, the full plan, what were our levels, what was our plan. So I gave it in the pre-market in the morning, and ISPO gave us a huge trade in middle of the day. It went from $6 all the way to 850 and a little bit more there as well. When I added the position, I will show you my screenshot. I told my low float channel that I'm adding that position, and it's a repeatable system. It's a repeatable EMA cloud system. This is not the first time. If you want to learn these setups, you can either go to my free website and go to the trade recaps and learn there, or you can watch my webinar in the community on how to trade these. Here you go. You can see that how I was trading ISPO. 6 was my stops, 650 660 was my entry, and the stock went on to give us a nice winner, huge winner. If you had risked $1,000, you made 4,000. If you risked 500, you made 2 grand. That's the kind of risk reward we like to play. That's why I really like these low float setups, right? So definitely a good one there. One thing to note on these setups is, guys, the pattern repeats again and again and again. These are all trashy companies, a lot of them, and there's no fundamentals. You are just playing the supply and demand. I go deep into these in my webinars, so I'm just not going to cover too much, but just wanted to recap another great winner in the low floats for us today. All right, guys, let's wrap up. Just talking about a little bit about Square. Square was on our watch list. It was gapping up, and I already told everybody that we might get some pullback. You can pause the screen and look at that. And we broke 512 right away, and market was heavy. It was an easy gap fill short. That's why we have all these plays on our watch list. Easy fade for the community. Big winner. All right, guys, thank you so much. See you guys tomorrow. Take care. Bye-bye.